Hello, and welcome to ProStaff Reviews, where we do reviews on hunting, camping, and fishing gear that we have personally put to the test. Today, we're doing a review on the Primos Dogg Catcher Predator Call, so stay tuned. The Dogg Catcher Predator Call by Primos is a electronic predator call. Features 12 different options. It has a remote that attaches on the unit with a 150 yard range from the remote to the unit. I've been hunting with this thing for a while now, and I've not had a ton of luck with it bringing in animals. I live in an area that is fairly well populated with coyotes and bobcats, and I've had some really mixed reviews on this actual unit. I think it's loud enough. It's fairly loud, but when I'm in this, when I'm out hunting, it doesn't seem like it's quite as loud. So I'm not sure if it really needs to be louder or what the deal is. It does have 12 different options, which you can see on this remote, and it will play 2 different sounds simultaneously. It's got an antenna to get a little bit more reach, but whenever I've been out hunting, I've not had any issues on the range of the remote actually working. The plus size that it is fairly small. This remote, it does stay in place fairly well. If I'm walking through thick brush, I'll always take this off and put it in my pocket just in case that I knock it off or something like that. But I've never had an issue of it actually falling off from walking around through the woods. It does have a little stand where you can prop it up, just kind of change the direction on where you want the sound to go. One kind of small minor hang up is that this antenna is kind of flimsy, and you can see here just by some general use that my antenna has actually it busted. Not severely. It'll still stay in place, still works just fine, but kind of a hassle just to kind of deal with it. And that actually happened pretty early on when I bought the unit. But the sounds have been great. The volume works just fine. And it's a good little unit. I think currently I've found it online anywhere from about $80 to $100, just kind of depending on where you look. The one big thing that I have not liked about this unit, and that is the battery on the remote. It takes a 12 volt. It's a A23 battery, which is kind of hard to find. I have to go to the Batteries Plus to find this battery, which I've got one right here in town, so it's not a huge deal, but just being in the remote will run the battery down. So if you put it in a brand new battery and say you go 6 to 8 months and then you decide to go coyote hunting or something like that, the battery will be dead in this unit. So just something to keep in mind. I always try to have a couple extra ones laying around the house so that when I go hunting, I can just check the power. If it doesn't power on, I just grab a new battery. But it definitely was frustrating the first couple years that I had this unit, because the battery was dead every time I wanted to go use it. I replaced this battery about a month ago, and it's still charged, or it's still got plenty of power. So I'm not sure exactly how long it lasts, but I do know that if it goes several months and I try to go back and use the unit, that usually the remote is dead. The unit itself takes 4 AA batteries, and I have not ever had to change them since I bought the unit. They recently just went out, but it was sitting in my truck, and it's been about 0 degrees Fahrenheit for quite some time, so I think that might have done my batteries in finally. But I think I've had this thing for 3 years now, and I've not really had any issues with the battery going out on this unit. One thing to note is on the back, there is a power button. Oh, see, there you go. There's a power button. It turns this light on. And to me, when you're hunting in dusk situations, that bright red light could kind of be a giveaway whenever you're out in the woods. And then one final thing is on the sounds. The sounds have been fairly realistic. They're Some of them you can tell that they're hand calls, but most of them sound pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Dogg Catcher Primos Predator Call. If you did, in fact, just leave us a comment down below. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe because we will have more reviews coming your way soon.